This is a quick review of the P17, Beeman P17, which is a clone of the Wyrock HW40. This is a cool little pistol to shoot. It's a .177 caliber, advertised to shoot around 410 feet per second. It's a decent clone. This gun is made in China, just like everything else we get here in the U.S. And the real downfall of this pistol are the O-rings that the factory puts into these guns, because they have such a notorious reputation for failing after a few hundred shots. So as soon as I got this gun, even actually before, I went to Harbor Freight and just purchased these Viton O-ring assortment packs, and this pack had the close enough size, I don't know if they were exactly right, to fit the piston and the breech seal. And the piston is a number 116 in this pack, and then the breech seals, I'm not sure which one it is. It's definitely one of the smaller ones. You could just, by trial and error, figure out the right one you want to replace. So basically what you would do is, I'll explain how you would replace that, but just to show you, there's a great website called Another Airgun Blog. The website is anotherairgunblog.blogspot.com, and this guy Derek does an outstanding job of explaining how to do the replacement in more detail than I'm going to show you. But what I'm going to show you should suffice. So basically you'd break the gun open just like you would shoot it, and there's a small 2mm Allen screw at the end of this piston shaft that you would end up just loosening. You don't have to take it out completely. You'd loosen it. I don't know if you could see it very well. And then after you loosen it, you just take a tap and you would tap out that small pin that runs through that piston rod, and once you do that, you're able to pull the piston out of the cylinder. And once you pull that piston out of the cylinder, the O-ring is just on the inside there, and then you would replace it. Once you replace that O-ring, you would then come to this breech seal O-ring, and you would replace that. Take the old one off. You can see it very well. You take that old one off, and then what you would do, this piston seal right there, then you would put a piece of dental floss as a shim to push that O-ring out a little bit so it'll seal better against the barrel. So those are only the two mods that I've done on this gun. And so after I did that, I'll shoot it real quick. After I did that, I got these Crosman 7.5 grain pellets. I just wanted to see how well it would shoot, how consistent it would shoot. So I chronographed it. And the numbers I was getting was a low of 392 and a high of 400, so it's pretty close. An average of 396, an extreme spread of 8.37, standard deviation of 3, and this was the shot string. So you can see it for yourself. Pretty consistent numbers. And actually, when I first started shooting it, the first couple shots were around 360 feet per second. I think that just was because the O-ring wasn't lubed all the way. And once it was lubed, well, it got pretty consistent. The gun's shooting about a ½ inch. I'm able to get about a ½ inch to an inch as far as the accuracy goes with these pellets at about 12 to 14 yards. Probably would do a lot better if you were use some sort of aiming mechanism like a red dot, or if you were use some sort of bracing, something to brace yourself. That was offhand for me. But the gun, like I said, is well worth $35 if you're willing to spend the $10 to buy the assorted O-rings. If you don't, the gun's guaranteed to leak, and you'll be throwing this thing in the trash in about maybe half a day after you use it. A couple hundred shots and the thing is not going to be worth having. So there it is. It's a good gun to get if you're going to do the repairs.